Good morning. We are out here in beautiful Chestnut Hill, Tennessee, just outside of Dandridge and Sevierville. We're out here on Highway 411. You see the Bush's Beans Cafe and the general store, but we're not here to take you inside the museum. We have a special Christmas surprise for you today, because when you're driving up through here, you'll see the White House right in front of the factory, and you're thinking, well, what's that house all about? That is actually the house of founder AJ Bush and his wife Sallie, and today it's decorated for Christmas, and we're going to take you inside the homestead and show you what it's all about. So come along and join us. So my love, I'm about to take you inside. Are you ready for this?
I am ready.
I hope you're ready.
For a long time.
Good. Then let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Beautiful bean footage. Bean footage. Bean footage. Bean footage. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
I've seen enough. He's ready.
It's showtime.
All right, we are standing now in the main foyer of the house, and we're here with the general manager of Bush's. This is Scott Schroeder. So Scott,
Hi,
thank
welcome.
you so much for doing this for us today. So right now we're standing in the main foyer, and you've just closed the house back up for tours.
Yep.
And you were telling us that you had this place open for 8 days.
We did.
And about how many visitors were you averaging?
We saw about 280 to 300 people a day during that time.
That's wonderful.
We really enjoy opening it up to the community, and we'd welcome anybody. Every December, about the second week of December, we open it up.
Okay. Now we've got it decorated for Christmas right now, and you were telling us that there's actually a local place that does the decor in here.
Yeah, we partner with Flowers by Wilma up in Newport, Tennessee, and they do a phenomenal job. A couple local folks that they have a passion.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, because it's a family-run business, supporting local.
Yes.
Here in the community. I do love that. That is wonderful. So now, this is, of course, we said the main area, and you said the house was built in...
So the house actually was built back in 1909.
Okay,
so the family back in the day, AJ Bush, he's our founder of Bush Brothers and Company.
Yes.
And so he first was a school teacher, second a general store owner, and third the founder of Bush Brothers.
Wonderful.
And so his passion, he actually was a graduate of Carson Newman.
Okay.
Over in Jefferson City, Tennessee.
Yes.
He came back and he taught school, and he had his general store. And so back in the day, Bush Brothers got its start because as he was having his family, there were a lot of people from the Chestnut Hill community that had to go other places. They had to move away to find work, everything else, and he thought, well, we need to have something here for everybody.
Yes.
And so he actually had the idea of starting a hosiery mill. Of all things, you wouldn't think about it.
Not what you think of when you think Bush's today, right?
Exactly. Well, and so, you're sitting there scratching your head, and how it happened was the Stokely family up in Newport, Tennessee, actually was canning at that time, and they heard that AJ had this idea of starting a business. Well, they came down, and they basically said, hey, if you'll build a building, we'll help supply the canning equipment if you'll can tomatoes and sell them back to us. And so AJ, you think about it now, that was a really, really smart decision.
Yes.
So he decided to start canning tomatoes.
Okay.
And selling them back to the Stokeleys. Well, Within 4 years, AJ had made enough money to buy out their interest, and then in 1908 he formed Bush Brothers and Company.
Okay.
And then in 1909 he built the homestead here that we're in today.
Yes.
And they moved from the log cabin that they were in to now what we affectionately call the Bush family home.
The Bush family home, absolutely.
So.
And this was, so it was built in 1909, but you all refurbished it again.
Yeah, so, in the early 2000s, around 2004 or so, it was decided that the old homestead needed to be refurbished. And so when we went through, this was AJ and Sallie's, an extension of their heart, basically. It was really something throughout the years that was a center to the community. The home, there are many, many stories about gatherings and everything here in the Chestnut Hill that essentially was right here at this home.
Okay.
And as you walked around and had a chance to see a little bit, and we'll show the viewers here in a bit, this home actually has 3 porches.
Yes.
I mean, unheard of, even in today.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So now, as we start out here on the ground floor, this would have been the parlor?
Yes, this would have been the parlor.
Okay.
So this would have been a place where people would have sat and just talked and maybe read. So
now you said that all of these, I think it's interesting as we go through, of course we'll show more, but there's basically a fireplace in almost every room in the house.
back in the day, that would have been the main source of heat. And, when we refurbished the home, we tried to maintain all the brickwork and the fireplaces. So now that has been changed over to gas versus wood stoves, but it still looks beautiful.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Love the decor. So, is any of the brickwork on the outside still original?
That I cannot officially answer.
Okay.
Now, I probably could reach out and get an answer, but I couldn't tell you that today.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So the parlor here, I love the curtains. You don't see drapes with that design anymore, or they're a lot of plain. Everything's plain today.
Well, when the family decided to refurbish the home, it was a tribute to their grandparents.
Yes.
And they really wanted to make sure to do it right.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So
this would have been AJ and Sallie's bedroom.
Okay.
So this would have been where they would have stayed. Now, the thing that I would make sure that everybody understands, they wouldn't have had the bathroom here right off the master.
Yes.
Back in the day. A bathroom would have got added back then, and it would have been at the back part of the home.
Added
but when
on.
when we refurbished, we actually set all the bedrooms up to have its own bath.
Okay.
So that we actually have people throughout the year that do work at the plant that they come and stay here.
Really? Okay. So you do have guests from time to time.
We do.
Yes.
And it kind of goes back to in AJ and Sallie's day. We'll see it later. The bedrooms upstairs, they had 2 guest rooms.
Okay.
And so when sales folks would come to call on the plant or the general store, AJ and Sallie would put them up for the night.
That's incredible.
And there's stories of teachers staying, also preachers and different community folks as the need would arise.
Wow. So it's kind of been set up like that now, is it not? We were talking earlier. You said it was almost set up kind of like a bed and breakfast.
It really is. Now we don't run it like a bed and breakfast,
right?
But it is set up like that.
That's so neat. Well, because essentially that's how they kind of ran it back in the day.
Exactly.
I love that. So now I understand that you have a celebrity guest that stays here.
We do. Now he's a big time celebrity guest.
He is.
And usually when Duke is in town, he will choose to stay here. So
I love it.
And we love hosting Duke. It's a good time.
Absolutely, it is. And Duke is the family golden retriever.
So yes, Duke is our spokes dog. Now, there's an interesting story behind that. So we share it over in the family museum. So you think about our commercial that everybody knows, Jay and Duke.
Yes.
It got started in, guess the date.
95.
94.
94. Okay, I was close.
You're really close. The first year in 94, Jay did it all by himself.
Okay.
So, they felt that, Jay was new to it and everything, maybe a little bit nervous. And so the idea came to help with the commercial was to add Jay's family dog.
Okay.
Well, the premise was real. And the idea was that maybe they were going to add, Jay had a golden retriever with a reddish hue, but unfortunately, he was not trained.
Oh.
And so at that time, it was decided to bring in an actor.
A stage dog.
And now, so in that, though, the thing that I'd tell everybody and all the viewers, there's only one Duke.
Yes.
There's been many that have played him, but there is only one.
Only one, yeah. And that's awesome. I love hearing that. I think it's neat that Duke stays here.
Oh.
I find that to be really neat.
So this is where I would say many family dinners have been held.
Yes.
And the things that you learn over a family dinner, the things that I would reference, and even in our families today, is we learn a lot about values.
Yes.
And that was one of the things that AJ Bush really wanted to make sure he passed down to his family. And even the second and third generations, the continuation of them values. And so Bush Brothers was built on core values.
Yes.
So trust, integrity, responsibility, and caring. And that we still live by today.
Yes.
And we are still a family-owned company. Mm-hmm. And we try and do things the right way.
Absolutely.
Now, like I said before, are we perfect? No, but we try our best.
Got to live by it, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. A good moral compass we talked about. I like that. Now, you had a feature that you really liked about this room.
Oh, this is the one thing I will tell you that, I referenced the dual porches.
Yes.
And this is one thing that you don't see very often. Off of the dining room, we've got porches on both sides, so you could go get up in the morning. You could have your coffee in the morning with morning sun, or not.
Yes.
Or vice versa in the evening as you relaxed. I just think this is one of them things. This is one of the things. The three porches really made this a place for the community.
It really is. It does look like a Hallmark Christmas card. But now you said that it had. I'm struggling with the door.
We tried to keep the old doors and everything, so
yes, they are gorgeous. But boy, I'll tell you, that gives you a good workout. I like that. There we go. There we go. And I do like that, the fact that you do have the dual porches. That is really neat. And
it is a neat feature. So
now, also, we were talking about a story from this particular porch.
Oh yeah. So the home actually was right next to the original plant.
Yes.
And so right outside the porch there would have been the plant and warehouses. And so one of the things that I've had stories shared with me from family members is, this was the home for at least 3 generations of family members. Mm-hmm. And they said when they were living here, they would get used to hearing the cans run at night. And, if you're living next to a railroad track or something like that, you get used to that sound. Well, they would get so used to the sound that when they didn't hear the cans going down the can line, they would wake up. And there were a number of times that their father would go down to help work on equipment at night, and then he would come back, grab a shower and a quick breakfast, and off to his day job.
Off to the day job.
So
wow.
It was truly a family-run operation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So they didn't have white noise machines back in the day. They had their own, right?
So true. So true.
The original white noise machine, the canning factory.
Exactly.
Who knew? Look at the detail. The attention to detail in this kitchen is something that I really wanted to stress, because this is still porcelain.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Now that was all replaced and everything,
Yeah.
but the family really wanted to try and do this right, because this was a tribute to their grandfather, great-grandfather, AJ Bush.
Beautiful, beautiful. Christy was just in the butler's pantry there, what we would call the butler's pantry, the off kitchen area. And then you've added this. This would have been,
That actually would have been a pantry originally. The butler's pantry was where they had added a bathroom years ago.
Okay. Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned that it goes, the kitchen area here just flows right back into the dining room. So you've got dual entrances for the dining room.
It's just a really
fantastic.
great design. I mean, this would be a great design for a home today.
Absolutely. The open concept, because it's very open. I understand that there are doors to keep it shut off if you wanted to, but it seems so inviting and so warm because it's so open. So I really do like that. The pencil tree, which Christy absolutely loves. I love that. That's a good use of a Christmas tree in the kitchen.
Again, Flowers by Wilma. They've done a fantastic job.
Yes, that is wonderful. All right. Well, let's move back into other areas of the house. You want to go upstairs?
And you would have had a boys' room and a girls' room.
Okay.
And so when we refurbished the home in an effort to create a bathroom for each one of the bedrooms up here, we gobbled up one bedroom to do that.
And even so, the rooms are still a nice size.
Oh yeah. Now this would have been our former CEO, third generation CEO, Jim Ethier's childhood bedroom.
Wow. See the visitor center out there. Absolutely beautiful, my goodness.
It is, it's gorgeous.
Look at that wallpaper. That is awesome. They just don't make it like that anymore.
No.
Beautiful bathroom. They definitely didn't miss a single detail on the Christmas decorating. They did a fantastic job. So the Bush's main bedroom was the one downstairs.
Yes, that would have been AJ and Sallie's back in the day. And upstairs would have been 2 guest bedrooms and a boys' room and a girls' room.
That was considered pretty fancy during that time.
Oh, you would have thought back then it was.
Absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful.
All right, so we're going to finish up in the study here, because for one, I wish I had a study like this to minister in. This is great. I love this. Now, you said originally, Scott, that this would have been like where the the moms would have stayed. Is that
Yeah,
right?
so this room, I've always heard through the old family stories that were passed down that this room could have been used for a number of different things. A study, certainly now, but also this was used. AJ and Sallie at various times had their mother living with them, and so this could have been used as a place for both their mothers to stay back in the day.
An in-law suite, if you will.
Exactly.
I like that. So now we have some of the different labels here.
Yeah, so you think about it, Bush Brothers got their start in tomatoes.
Yes.
Throughout the years, we evolved and began to can other vegetables. Anything from, blackberries would have been one of our first ones we tried, and that was back at I think about 2009, or not 2000, 1919, sometime in that time frame.
Okay.
But throughout the years, various vegetables, even spaghetti, and even Tony dog food.
Yes.
Was Bush's at one time, and now you think about it, we're really focused on the bean. Mm-hmm. We believe beans is a great source of protein and nutrition that can feed the world, quite frankly.
Absolutely.
And we've got our zero sugar added here being
We've
showcased.
had them and they're good.
They are good.
And,
yes.
We're off the low carb wagon for the holidays, but after the holidays, we'll be getting back on it. And that is a great option.
Now I want to test my history. Absolutely it is. And it doesn't have that weird
No, it
sugar
doesn't.
added taste.
It doesn't. And the sweetener we use is more of a natural sweetener.
I like that. Now I want to test my knowledge just a little bit because I want to make sure that I've got this right. Condon is the one who came up with the family recipe. Is that right? You are
right.
Yes.
Condon Bush actually got sent. The family had bought another canning plant up in Augusta, Wisconsin, and that was in the 60s. And Condon got tapped on the shoulder and asked to go up there and run that facility. And so that facility was equipped to run beans and some other commodities. Well, it was more of a seasonal plant. So, seasonal plants run for a short time and they shut down.
Sure.
And he was trying to find a way to have a value-added product that could also keep his staff working year-round. And he always remembered his mother's baked bean recipe. So he took a winter and had a kettle and an old canoe paddle, is the way I've heard it, and tried to replicate his mother's baked bean recipe. And he just got lucky enough, he was able to do it. And that's where Bush's
the secret
family recipe comes from. That was his mother's recipe.
Now, and Duke keeps trying to give it away, of course. Right?
His best effort.
Yes, his best effort.
That's such a fun story.
So I'm curious, did he ever try to do a trade-off with Tony Dog Food for a lifetime supply, maybe for the recipe?
I don't think he has.
They don't do dog food anymore.
Right,
No.
they don't do dog food anymore. I was always curious about that. So I know he's tried with Peyton Manning and everybody.
Exactly.
So, and you guys are the official beans of the SEC.
We are.
I love that. I'm a big Tennessee fan.
Now,
SEC.
does Bush Beans have a favorite SEC team?
Now,
You're putting him on the spot with that.
I don't want to offend anybody, but we are right here in Tennessee.
Yes.
So
in other
we'll
words,
let them decide.
Go Vols?
Now, here's what I'll say.
Plus they've got Peyton, so that.
Well, let's just say this then. Scott doesn't want to volunteer an answer. How's that?
Well done, Brooks.
Yes. So, this is awesome. The house is awesome.
Incredible.
Yes, the museum, if you haven't been over to the museum and you get down to Chestnut Hill, if you're in the Smokies, you got to come tour the museum. It's free to tour. And then you've got the family cafe. We can try all kinds of beans.
The thing we're trying to do with the family cafe, it's just a wholesome place to come and grab lunch. But we also want to try and teach people how to use beans differently in their day-to-day life.
Absolutely.
And so there's some unique items that we would suggest you try, like
Bean pie.
Bean pie. If you've got a sweet spot, you got to try the pinto bean pie or the chocolate pinto bean pie.
I'll try the chocolate.
It's delicious.
Yes. So what we're saying as we close out here, we just want to thank Scott, of course, again so much for taking us through the house.
Appreciate it.
And the history and everything. We love it. We really appreciate that. And we're going to tell you guys again that if you're in this area, make no beans about it. Come on out to Bush's because this is the place for you. And we'll close with this. Maybe we'll close out with Duke. We might do that. Let's close out with Duke. And I just want to say, roll that beautiful bean footage. Give us that like. Give us that subscribe. And of course, we can't wait to see you guys next time. God bless you and we love you.
Bush's is located at 3901 Highway 411 in Dandridge. And now that we've toured the beautiful Bush family home, we're going to go have lunch at the Bush Family Cafe.
Let's go eat in the cafe. What do you say?
I say it's a good idea.
We're making no beans about it.
No beans about
Ladies
it.
first.
Okay, so Scott invited us to lunch over here at the Bush Beans Family Cafe, so we're going to have some lunch, and we thought we would bring you all along with us to finish out the video. And gosh, we just have had such a good time experiencing the Bush family home, and Bush's at Christmas is really pretty.
Yes.
So we're going to get some lunch and we'll share that with you, and then we will wrap us up.
We even got our family photo taken.
We did. It might
Yes.
even be our Christmas card that I'm way late on, yeah.
Yes.
The Bush Family Cafe always starts you out with the bean of the day, and right now they are featuring the zero sugar beans, which we talked about inside the family home, and Scott told us that the sweetener is all natural. Want to give us a try?
I'll give it a try.
Zero sugar added is always a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
They smell good.
I love that they try to help people
With dietary restrictions.
with diet issues. Warm. Steaming.
Steaming and beaning.
A steaming pile of beans. I like it.
Well, what else would you expect at Bush's? You know,
Don't make a mountain out of a bean hill.
such a great company.
Yes. The thing that I love about it is even though it has the artificial sweetener, it doesn't have
No,
that
there's
taste.
no artificial sweetener.
Well, I mean, it's a natural
It's
sweetener,
a natural
but it's
sweetener, but it's not sugar.
it's
and
not sugar. That's what I meant.
Right. There's no aftertaste.
Yes, there is that. You don't get that funky aftertaste that you do with some like zero sugar stuff.
I'm going
or-
to go on a limb and say they probably use a sorghum or molasses. Could be wrong.
Either way, it's good.
For me, I have got the hand-breaded catfish onion rings. It comes with 2 hush puppies, and I, of course, got my favorite thing, the coleslaw.
Now, love, I've not known you to get catfish much before.
I like catfish, I just don't get it very often.
Yes.
First of all, this is definitely very crunchy and crispy on the outside, and
Yes.
done very nicely on the inside. I'm just going to go ahead and try it without any tartar sauce first.
Okay.
It's very good.
Yes.
Just a nice spreading. Not too much, too much seasoning of any kind, but it is seasoned enough. And then they do give you some tartar sauce.
Yes.
Chocolate flavored Kinto become peanut butter and buttermilk.
And the tartar sauce just kind of brings it home.
Okay.
So it's good catfish, definitely. And it's a nice sized piece.
It is.
And then we've got
Coleslaw
coleslaw.
next.
I haven't had coleslaw in a while,
That's right.
but I love coleslaw. That is good coleslaw.
Nothing wrong with that.
That is very good coleslaw. Just enough sugar sweetness. There's pepper in there. Nice vinegar background. Yeah, it's good coleslaw. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
And we've got
Hush puppies.
hush puppies, and of course they're
Look at that.
beautiful yellow inside, and there's got some definite spices going on in there.
Yes, that's a beautiful caramel
Yeah,
color.
it's beautiful.
Loving that.
Those are awesome. Seriously.
All right. And how are the onion rings?
I was intrigued by the onion rings because we saw a table near us get them, and I'm an onion ring kind of girl. They do look like they are battered, which is my favorite.
Yes. That's a good crunch. I heard that.
Y'all,
You want to twirl the onion ring?
we're on the onion ring. Those are some of the best, honestly. Not even kidding.
All right.
They're
Hold,
amazing. I would come here for onion rings.
hold one of them up for me.
Okay. They're big. There's
Look at that. No, just one. I just need one. Look at that. One ring
well, that's
to rule
actually
them all.
2 rings, but
Yeah, well, 2 rings to rule them all. Look at that. Oh, look at that. You got your eye on me.
that's right.
Yes.
Oh,
Christy will be ringing.
I love onion rings, and I'm picky about them. Those are great.
Good deal.
Yeah.
And for me, it is the Bush's chili pie. Fresh ground beef, there are chili starters in there. You've got onions, Fritos, there's cheese, tomato, lettuce, and a beautiful dollop of sour cream on top. Let's give it a shot.
Give it a mix. What's all in there? Let me see.
Fritos, there's cheese,
Oh, so it's
course
like
you've-
definitely a chili pie.
fresh ground beef, good chili pie, good solid hearty meal when it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside.
I really can't stay.
I'm here for the chili pie.
You are a corn nugget, but I love you.
This lunch will keep me warm.
That's my job.
Huh?
That's my job.
You have one ring to rule them all.
They had a few things on the menu that I couldn't decide between.
The key of that, great beans, and that chili starter that they use.
Which I
is-
will be going inside to buy some because I actually love their chili starter.
Yes.
The Bush's chili starter, if you don't know about it, it is a good way to start your chili. And then you just add to it.
Just a good hearty lunch on a cold winter day.
And you got something else.
Let's just say, you ready? I was feeling a bit twisted today.
Well, when is that? Never. I mean, you're always twisted.
Well, I mean, these are my
Super good.
Spud Buds right here.
Sidewinder fries. Those are thick and tatery.
Good, crispy, and they have great crunch and great flavor.
Alrighty then, we are gonna finish our lunch, and Scott had told us we needed to try the dessert here, so I guess we will at least try one dessert.
Yes.
I just could not resist the chocolate cream pie. And look how high and beautiful that meringue is. Will I twirl?
Will you twirl?
Will I twirl? For the chocolate cream pie.
I've had songs in my head today, and every time I see that, you know what the song comes to mind?
What comes to mind?
Whip it. Whip it good.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's whipped.
First of all, we've got chocolate overflowing here.
Yes, that's beautiful.
And I can smell the chocolate from here. So that tells me one thing.
Yes.
It's chocolatey.
Chocolatey. Well, who doesn't love chocolate?
That's a good sized bite I have built there.
Didn't look like golden brown, which part does buffets, but people are fine with that.
Okay, so that's your grandmama's chocolate pie.
Yes.
It's like you've gone into your grandma's kitchen and she made a fresh chocolate pie, very rich and chocolatey. Of course, it's very sweet. The meringue is yummy. And the chocolate pudding was definitely made here from scratch.
Okay.
Good.
Behold, the chocolate pinto bean pecan pie. Let's see how this does. I'm curious about it. I don't remember if we had this last time we were here or not. I think we just had the regular pinto bean pecan, so we're going to give this a try and let you know what we think.
All right, so this is different for you.
Well, there's a chocolate theme going on today.
Yeah. And the pecan is not usually your choice, but...
Well, there's usually a reason for that, too. You know what that is. So, first of all...
Looks delicious.
Yes. It's got a good crust,
It's interesting.
too.
I can see layers in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That looks good. I'll have to try that for sure. He likes it.
Yeah. So, you taste the beans in that. But
You don't really know it's beans?
no, I think you know it's beans,
Okay.
but not in a bad way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it
You have to
almost has
rethink the bean.
stick with me here because it's going to sound really weird. It has a refried bean texture
Gotcha.
and even a little bit of a
Beanie taste.
feel. Okay, but then the silkiness of the chocolate, the crust comes in, and then you've got the hint of the pecan there. There's not a big pecan feel to it. It has more of a bean than pecan feel.
Well, that looks awesome. So you would get that again?
Not only would I get it again, I would give it a D for delicioso.
We're going to come back with our final thoughts on this really, really fun, awesome day. Well, another bucket list checked off. I have always wanted to go into the Bush family home, and I was not disappointed. Thank you so much to Scott Schroeder, the GM of Bush's, for showing us around and giving us such a great tour of the house. The food was awesome. I definitely recommend their catfish. It's probably some of the best I've had in the area. And the pies, both of them, were awesome.
What a wonderful day out in Chestnut Hill. Getting to see the house at Christmas. Such a beautiful place. That was a bucket list for Christy and I. So thank you to Scott and the staff for opening that up for us. The house is closed to the public typically, but does open in December for about 8 days. So if you're going to be in town next December, definitely give it a look. If you want to see more on the museum and the cafe, now of course the cafe always has great food and we always enjoy it. We encourage you in the video description down below, check out the link to our previous video, especially if you're new here to Smoky Mountain Faith Food and Fun. For now though, we just want to say, God bless you, we love you. Hit that like button if you like this video. Definitely subscribe to Smoky Mountain Faith Food and Fun if you haven't already, because it's free to do so. And we've got so much more coming up for you in 2024. Hit that notification bell so that you always know when we've got new content posted. For Christy, I'm Brooks. We are Smoky Mountain Faith Food and Fun with the Ramseys. We love you. Merry Christmas, and God bless you all. We'll see you next time.